What is good, mi gente? Welcome back to another episode of the Fuego y Sonrisa podcast. Here we got your boy Fuego in the house.
And this is your boy, Señor Sonrisa, 777.
Ayo. So what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are all doing great. Long time no see. Happy holidays. Since we're in the holiday season, we wanted to kind of give you guys a breakdown of what's been going on since our last podcast. But before we jump in, we just want to say one more time a very special thank you to Efren for coming on by and sharing his thoughts and talking about different topics and conversations that we had, and all of us able to grow from that conversation. So
yeah, that was a really good conversation. That was probably one of my favorite episodes, to be honest with you.
Man.
I mean, every guest brings their own energy, and he was able to bring a different type of energy, like when it comes to like, he was able to bring about like his own personal life, family values, and he even went deep on certain subjects that we haven't even thought of. So very grateful for him to come over.
Yeah, heck yeah. So thank you, Efren. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good time. So moving forward, so Feliz Dia de los Muertos, guys. Super late for it. Hope that you guys were able to have a good day, even though that day sometimes brings, it's like a mourning. Is that the right word? When you mourn?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. It's those type of days, those type of moments, but also happiness and joy from like thoughts that you have with people that you've lost. We know ourselves have lost loved ones this year and even years before, so it's a nice day to remember them, and just be very grateful for that. The time that we spent with them. I think it's one of the coolest holidays ever, in my opinion. Probably the best one for that fact. But we ended up going to Oakland that day. Actually, we ended up going to Oakland, went to Fruitvale, and we ended up before that, my hermano, he hit me up and he had this like fabulous idea where he's like, fabulous, amazing, either word's fine, incredible. Yeah. So he hit me up with this like idea of like, oh hey, like like Dia de los Muertos is coming, the holidays are coming. He's like, what do you think about making a shirt? And I was like, what, like a shirt? Like he's like, yeah, like to celebrate, but like our podcast style, kind of like a limited edition one. And I was like, yeah, man, that sounds freaking amazing. We ended up making it happen. I don't know if you want to give details about the whole process, but overall,
we were able to find a cool artist, and it was a very simple process. Like we found an artist through Fiverr, and they were pretty flexible, and it ended up working out to be one of our favorite drawings. They were pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was very shocked. We had an idea in our head, and we were kind of going back and forth, but they actually executed it pretty close to what we thought.
Yeah,
and even beyond, went above and beyond. So we were super excited about that, and then we found a cool website to go out there and be able to make the shirts happen, be able to print it and everything. So it was a lot of fun. We were able to do that, and then it just went with the idea of just like, hey, there's Day of the Day over there in Oakland. Let's go check it out, and then we can just rock the shirts and see what's going on, because there's always something happening in Oakland or SF. You know what I'm saying? It's always a party over there. So it was a good time. So yeah, that's kind of what my idea was.
Yeah, it was a great idea, and like I've never been to like the Dia de los Muertos festival in Oakland, like ever. Like from the Bay and everything.
You went to the one in SF?
Nah, none of them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like I've never been to an event. Ever.
Yeah, they have some cool stuff. Where we were at, there's definitely cool stuff. They also sometimes have, we're going through a weird time, but usually they'll have some stuff also like by Lake Mary. Sometimes they'll have stuff there, or they'll have stuff like in the Oakland Museum of California. It's also by Lake Mary. Sometimes they'll have like exhibits of altars and shit.
Dang, that's dope.
It's hella cool.
That is hella dope.
Yeah, they kind of really go all out. But this year's gonna we're still kind of coming out of this weird, pandemic type shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Even though it was the pandemic type shit, like downtown Oakland was packing. Hella people. It was hella cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was hella dope. Freaking
like soccer matches and shit.
Yeah. So we were watching soccer matches. They had a penalty shootout. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty dope.
Middle schools.
Yeah.
Bro, it was cool because they actually had like a field, like they rolled out a field and everything.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. That was just gonna be like street, like.
Oh yeah, like street ball.
Yeah, street ball. Yeah.
Yeah, they had that, and they even had the bleachers, and it was packed, and everybody was like, it was cool. I mean, we got there at the right time. We pretty much missed the whole game, but they tied till we shot the shootout, and those are intense, and it was cool, man. It was cool. It was like boys against girls, and and they both got down. The goalies for both teams were dope, like they were dope. So it was a good match. And then after that, we kept seeing altars. We went by the lowriders.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Those
was cool.
That was probably one of my favorite parts too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Just seeing some of those lowriders and some of that detail, that just the colors, the fucking, how some of them have like artwork on top of that. That was pretty dope too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I like the red one. Had the devil in the front, and then had the Medusa in the back.
Oh yeah, that one was dope.
That one was pretty dope.
And then seeing like old cop cars, old fire truck, like from like the 60s and shit. I was like, damn, bro, they kept it clean.
We're gonna be Dukes of Hazzard out here and
stuff. Yeah, man, it was a cool thing, and then they had all kinds of music, and it was cool. You saw a lot of families out there too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Saw like a bunch of people being with their families, a bunch of music, and then they did something about, they were talking about FIFA or something like that. Remember?
Oh yeah. The mayor.
Supposedly.
Yeah, the mayor. She was trying to get. She was making a video she made a video petitioning for the World Cup to come to the Bay Area, like Oakland, Santa Clara. So she had this whole like rally after the game with the players and families, and just making a big announcement about it, just like hoping that FIFA hears us and has it out here. Yeah, hell yeah, because that'd be dope, that'd be freaking dope.
The FIFA, what was it, 2026 or what was it?
Oh, I think it's 2026.
2026,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's what she was aiming for.
Dope, sheesh, man.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Man.
All kinds of ways,
I'm a very good tour guide if anybody wants to come visit.
To be Mr. Worldwide.
Nah, some people just people wanted to see the Bay. But
the light and the dark.
So that'd be dope. But I really want to watch like a Mexico game for sure. That'd be dope.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Go like with friends, go with family. I would want to take my dog for
The ultimate game
sure.
would be like Mexico versus the USA. That would be
man.
That would be the ultimate.
Yeah, that'd be a good match for sure. It's like I like those matches, but they're like bittersweet as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I go for both.
You're torn.
Yeah. Because they're both good teams. But man, yeah, that'd be dope. Or even seeing like a Mexico, Colombia team, or Mexico is Colombia, or even Brazil or Argentina.
Yeah.
Spain would be a good match. I don't know. A World Cup out here would be hella dope. That's what I want to see.
World Cup is one of my favorites to watch and just admire like other countries and shit. It's like, whoa, that's dope.
Hell yeah, it's freaking intense, and like the bragging rights, and I don't know, the whole culture of it is sick.
It's the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah, for sure. But man. Yeah, so then we ended up so we were rocking shirts, went out, took a couple pictures. People were like, y'all taking this for the gram? I was like, hell yeah. Then we ended up going to like this cool little shop, like they always say like those abandoned ones, the ones that look kind of sketchy, it's always like, you're always like iffy about them. But then you taste the quality and it's like, gosh dang, this was good. Like I don't know, like how it
yeah.
Like it was good. Like I had like a coffee, like milkshake, and that thing was cool. That thing was good.
Hella good. Everything. I mean, it looked like you said. It looks like one of those rundown shops, but man, you go in there, they have really good customer service. They had pan dulce, everything. They were making jugos frescos. It was dope. Like, and it's just like a little. You would have like. You probably passed that shop all kinds of times. You never would have thought, but we were just like, fuck it, let's just try something.
Yeah.
And so we went in, and you ordered your coffee thing. I ordered like a milkshake something, and it turned out to be a real cool experience. Everything was delicious, and it wasn't hella expensive either. It was pretty reasonable, you know.
Yeah. I think Vinny was like $7 per total.
Yeah.
I think it was I want to say like 16 ounces baby hour drinks.
Yeah,
something like that.
Ounces,
yeah. So it was cool for both. So I was like, hell yeah. So we did that, and then then from there, my hermano, he was like, "Hey, you ever been to Jack London Square?" And I was like, "Nah." And like I've only heard about it. Like I only heard about Jack.
That's
Jack
so
London
crazy
Square.
to me because I would think you would know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't really go to Oakland like at all. I like Ifin at all.
That's true. You're more like a SF man.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. You probably know more about the city than
Yeah.
I do.
I
School me about all the districts.
I mean, I don't know. I'll show if anything. But yeah, no, the city's freaking cool. But yeah, so it was cool. Yeah, we ended up going out there, and it's nice. Like for anybody out there who hasn't been there, it's a very nice view. It's like walking on like a marina. You're basically like at a marina, walking around. But they have their own places. They have their own restaurant. They have their own. I forgot what the place was called, but they have like indoors. They have like bowling. They have video games.
Plank.
Oh, Plank.
Yeah. Shout out to Plank.
Yeah. Yeah. So indoors they have like video games. They have bowling. You can have drinks as well, and then or you can take your family on on a Sunday on a nice day.
Yeah.
You go out, go for a walk, go eat, go play, and then on the outside they have like a patio where like you can go ahead and have your drinks. It's like a sports bar in a sense.
Yeah, it is.
So that's pretty dope. So then. Yeah, you go there, have your drink, watch the game, chill with your homies, chill with your lady, whoever you go with, chill by yourself. Hey, sometimes you gotta go by yourself.
Yeah.
And shit, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, you know, we were just watching the game and all.
We were also watching something else.
I mean, she had all better.
Like, did you see that? Damn! We have no shit.
I don't know.
No, it's cool. Like Jack London Square, so you have Plank, right? And then you can also like besides Plank, there's also other restaurants. Mm-hmm. Like you can go have some seafood, some really delicious seafood up and down the thing. And at night they have the lights. They have like trees with like lights and shit, like Christmas lights.
Oh, sick!
And so it kind of lights up. It looks like a really cool little hangout spot. Yeah, you can just walk up and down the marina and. Chill for a little bit, whether, with your family or with like a date or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's a dope ass little spot to bring people. And then you, a little bit further, like when you're going on the street and to the right of Plank, I think it is, there's a spot called Yoshi's that has like really cool, like seafood and stuff.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah. And they're known to have like live bands. I don't know if they still have them anymore, but they used to have like live bands and stuff, and you can like eat food and watch like a band and shit.
That's dope. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a dope little spot, man. I recommend, if you haven't been, just check it out. You can always check it out during the day. At night is cool. I wouldn't recommend if you're like female and you're alone. Probably not the best, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can check it out during the day and check it out just to see how it is, and then go with a few friends and have a good time.
Hell yeah, and enjoy it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's so many hidden treasures in the Bay. Like in Alameda, there's all these little warehouses where you can go out there and get drinks. Remember? I don't know if you remember when we went to Alameda.
Where did we go to? Yeah, I know what you're talking about when we went like by the water.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember. Was it Faction? Faction, right?
Faction Brewing, yeah. So
that part of that was cool when you showed me the spot.
Yeah.
Wait, did we talk about that on here or not?
Nah, I don't think so.
No. Well.
There's that one over there, and then there's that brewery, and then there was the other one that I don't remember the name of it, but
yeah, I don't know that one.
There's a bunch of them in that little area.
Yeah, they're cool spots too, especially like how you mentioned, like with the whole pandemic going on. It's nice to be able to outside and still socialize and get to know people if you want to conversate with them.
Yeah, it feels like you're coming back to normal.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
And the cool thing about those is because they're a brewery, the in-house beers are going to be cheaper than like if you were to go somewhere else. That's why they were hella cheap. Like the beers were not like 12, 13, 14 bucks. They were like $7, $8. Sometimes you can get like 14, 15, You really want to get their fancy cocktails, but you know what I'm saying? Most of their beers are pretty reasonable price. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they're good quality.
Yeah, good quality too. Yeah, you get it straight from the tap.
Yeah, I don't know if I had like when we went to Faction. I don't know if I had like if it was an ale or if it was it was an IPA. I want to say it was a lager, but anyways, it was like what's it called? It was like the Alameda specialty. It was like in-house.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I felt kind of cool. Like, all right, I'm tasting what Alameda tastes like. It tastes good. So shout out Alameda.
Yeah, man, the hidden gems, bro.
Man, thank you. Though that was dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, that was dope. Both of those days were dope.
I knew of that because there's the USS. What is that shit? That shit called? There's an aircraft carrier on the opposite side of that, and when you're driving there, sometimes you get lost and stuff, and you turn the wrong way. And I just happened to run by through an accident. I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of cool. Let me actually come here on purpose next time and actually see what it's all about. I see a lot of people are always there, and it's always popping. It's crazy because it's like that majority of the area is just like closed. Like it used to be like an active military base. You see all the barracks and stuff closed and shit, and then all of a sudden you come out of nowhere and then there's like fucking breweries in the middle of nowhere.
Hell yeah. It kind of feels like, for anybody who's been to like Treasure Island, it's kind of that feeling like as you're going through like the buildings, it all feels like abandoned and it just feels like just left alone, right? And then like you said, all of a sudden there's all these breweries, and like even the people there, like the hospitality is nice, everyone's there having a good time, like no one's out there trying to cause drama or anything.
Yeah,
everybody's just there to have a good time, just have a drink, kick it. It's nice out there. I mean, it might be a little colder nowadays, but I mean there's places where you can go inside and have a drink still. But yeah, nevertheless, still cool.
When we went there like almost late summer, so the climate was still kind of it was still warm. Like not hella warm, we're not talking about 80. It was like 79.
Yeah, maybe
70, something like that. So it was still like a nice climate. You can still drink your beer, you still socialize, stuff like that.
We're not sponsored by these guys, by the way. If we want to sponsor us, it's cool.
I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah. We'll be a voice for them, but but hell yeah, it's a cool spot. It's a cool spot, you know, and you get to know people. I was fortunate to go talk to a lady here or there.
Yeah, we had a good time.
It was fun. It was a good time. But hell yeah. But yeah.
Oh, back to the shirts. I know we got kind of.
Oh yeah. So yeah, with the shirts going on, like, so I don't know if you guys saw my infamous post, where I posted with two lovely ladies with the shirt.
Man, that day was wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna be honest. I have really nothing to lose. Yeah. So it was cool. Like we were taking a picture there or whatever, and randomly we were heading back to the parking garage, and my mom was like, "Oh crap! Hey, have you seen my parking ticket?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it on the table like when we were at Planks." I'm like, "But I left it there because I didn't know I didn't know you needed it. I don't know. I just didn't think you needed it. So yeah, I left it there, and then we left. And then when I realized he needed it, I'm like, oh, bro, it's over there. So we went back and forth.
That's after like 20 minutes looking at my car. I realized, oh shit. Oh man, I don't have it in my pockets. It's under the seat. My car is not that big, but it's still, you have to, check every crevice and cranny.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
Always shit falling out of my pockets, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, yeah, that was my bad. I should have picked it up when I saw it.
That was my bad. I paid. I went to go pay, and I left it on the counter, and I knew I was gonna put it back in my pocket, and then all of a sudden, I just left it there. Being a dummy, got distracted by the TV and the game. The game was so interesting. The football game was.
It was a good game. Yeah, it really was. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so then we went back. Like, oh, we got to go back and find it. Luckily it was at the counter where my hermano left it. So we're heading back, and these two ladies, they're like, hey, like, you mind taking a picture of us? Like they asked my hermano, they asked him, and then he's like, yeah, sure. So as they were posing, getting ready for a picture, in my head it just popped like, wait a minute, why don't I just ask them if I could take a picture with both of them? So I was like, alright, fuck it, I'm gonna ask them. So yeah, I was like, hey, is it cool if I could take a picture of you guys? And then they're like, yeah, like, hell yeah. So I had to go in the middle, I had to rock out the shirt, so you guys could check it out because it's a really nice shirt. It's a really nice shirt. So I was like, yeah, man, we gotta do it. So yeah, we take the picture, whatever, exchange numbers. And then she goes like, I can't say names, but basically on the picture, I think it's to my left.
The younger one.
The younger one, basically, the younger one. She was like she gave me a hug, and then she told me like, "Can you pick me up?" And I was thinking in my head at the time like on a date or like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, that threw me off too. I'm like, I'll pick you up. Like, yeah. She's already like.
Yeah, she's like, "Can you pick me up?" I'm like, "A date? Like pick you up in a car? Like what are you talking about?" And then next thing you know, she jumps. I'm like, "Oh, she means pick her up, pick her up." So you know what I'm saying, that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, you know what? I thought you picked her up and then she got on you, but I didn't know she jumped and then you picked her up.
Yeah. Because like next thing you know, I just see her legs like on my sides. I'm like, "Oh, what the hell?" And I just grab her like, "Oh shit!" Like, man, she was cool. She's like, "Oh man, you're like," she's like, "Oh, you're so cool." And then I was like, "Nah, it's all good." And then yeah, that was like basically the cherry on top. And after that, we were out.
Yeah, man, that day. That whole day was just a fun ass day.
So but what we're trying to say is that if you have these shirts, you're gonna have a great day. Okay, that's
A equals B and B equals C. There.
Yeah, I mean, the proof is there.
The proof is in the picture.
So, hey guys, if you guys are interested or anything of that on the shirt,
yeah, let us know what you guys think. Let us know. Because we spend a lot of time and we're trying to like develop things that we like, but we also want to make sure you guys like them too. So it's a give and take, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah, because your whole idea of the shirt was amazing, and the way it came out, just how it came out. Like you said, it wasn't like how we thought or how we planned, and it still came out like the ideas were there of having like the characters in the bridge, but just the whole like illustration became like too amazing.
The colors, the characters, everything was really good, and you can tell these people that you know they took their time and they made it really like all the little details was really on point. You know what I'm saying? I was really impressed, to be honest. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. It came out very good.
So hey,
so we want to share that because we think it's valuable to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And you guys can rock it. You know, it's Day of the Dead. Stuff like that.
Hell yeah. And even then, like, yeah, it'd be cool. You can rock it anytime or anything, man. So yeah, if you guys are interested.
It's made for, the intention was to make it for Day of the Dead, but you can rock it any day.
Yeah, seriously.
Any day.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't say Day of the Dead. It says, like, Fuego y Sonrisa podcast. So it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's freaking dope.
It has a podcast, and then it has the American one and then the Mexican one.
Yeah.
Showing both pride for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And that's us, man. That's us.
That's how we are.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, brother, anything else on your mind?
Yeah, so I've been thinking, I got this new job, right?
Heyo.
Which I really enjoy, and I get to talk. The cool thing about the job is I get to talk to patients one-on-one, and I always like to bring up the topic of like housing just to kind of get their mind on it. And yeah, like everybody agrees pretty much. I have yet to have somebody say no, housing hasn't been expensive, but like almost everybody I've seen quite a few people. We're talking about maybe 50 plus people already. They all agree pretty much that housing has gone like too expensive in the Bay Area. Like, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, I love the Bay Area. You know, we're the Bay's Fuego y Sonrisa podcast.
Hell yeah.
I was born here. I was raised here. I love the culture, and I've always had the struggle, like thinking about between where I want to be now and where I want to be in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because housing has always been like, if you guys lived in the Bay Area, you guys have seen like the prices of like houses, like even out here in Contra Costa, like Concord was never like 600,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah.
Concord was always like in the 300, 400, sometimes 500, and that was like usually in the rare cases. But now it's become more common where it's like even Concord in this area is starting to become a little bit more expensive than than where it used to be even like say 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago you can buy a house $300K like that.
Hell yeah.
So I struggle with the idea of where I want like my future, right? Because one of my goals, I can tell you guys, I have it's no secret. I've said it multiple times. You know, one of my goals is to actually like own property and own land and be able to, you know, go work and not, you know, and be able to have like a decent life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I come back to this question I was asked when I was in college, like, how do you define a good life? And so for me, a good life would be being able to own property, being able to live close to where I work, so I'm not spending so much time in traffic, and just take that time and be able to do more stuff with that time. You know, time is the most valuable asset we all have. You know, once you spend it, it's gone for good. You know what I'm saying? So how you use it is very, you know, valuable. And so I've been thinking like, man, do I want to buy a house in Stockton and then commute to Concord, San Francisco, Oakland, or San Jose, and then, you know, commute back? Or the next cheapest would be like, what, Modesto? You know what I'm saying? Modesto's cheap,
Tracy.
but Tracy, you're talking about a 2+ hour drive, and I'm like, bro, I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be like a millionaire. Like, some people want to be millionaires, and I respect them. You know, there's a space for everybody. You know, you need you need a functional society needs not just the millionaires. You need the doctors, the lawyers. They need the people in the hospital to work and make sure everything works. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make $1 million. I'm not trying to make not even you know, over 100,000, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to make a decent living where I can have enough to cover my expenses, cover my, you know, expenses, and then travel every so often. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't sound like, if you go down to this YouTube algorithm, you know, that doesn't sound the most like, oh my god, that's the most amazing. But let's be honest, right? Most people don't even make over 100K. I think people that make over 100K in the U.S. is about, what, 12%?
Jeez.
And that's male and female. And then we start breaking it down to age brackets, it's even less, right? So the likelihood that I'll be making over 100K is going to be less. And also, I also want to have weekends off. If you're making over 100K, you're probably working your ass off. Let's be honest. You're probably working 60+ hours a weekend. To all those people that do that, fuck yeah, go ahead, make your money. Go get your money. If that's what you like, go get your money, go get your bread, go live that type of lifestyle if that's what you want to do. But to me, it's like, the balance is having enough money to be able to not be struggling, but you're not making so much that you're losing amount of time. You know what I'm saying? There's that's how I see it. Like, because if you're working 60, 70 hours a week, how are you going to be able to enjoy that money? Right? That's how I see it. Everybody has a different point.
I'm gonna sleep with dollars all over my bed.
For like 5 hours.
dollar angels.
Have you ever seen that scene in Breaking Bad?
No, I've never seen the show.
Oh, bro, there's this scene. It's hilarious.
Wait, does he do that?
Yeah, there's this big fat. I forgot the guy's name. There's these two guys that are working for. I don't know if it's. I don't remember like the exact scene, but there's these two guys, and they go into this vault and they see this giant fucking stack of money.
Oh shit!
And then this big guy's like. The big black guy's like, I gotta do it, and then he just lays down on it. And the other guy's like, what you doing? We gotta take all this money and move it and this and that. And he's like, I gotta do it, bro. I gotta do it. And then the other guy finally like takes a second, and then he lays his head on next to him. I think it's Bill Burr who's in that scene too.
Oh wow,
that's hilarious, bro. It's one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen.
That's dope.
There's just giant stash of cash, and they're just laying on it, closing their eyes and enjoying it for like a few seconds.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. I mean, I for me, like I said, that's the people that want to be like make over 100K or make over whatever. That's cool. Like, I think that's ambitious. That's, you know, if that's what you want to do, go for it. There's different ways to be ambitious, I think. There's always ways you can improve yourself in other ways. Money is definitely one aspect. But for me, it's the whole like it's cost benefit, right? If you're gonna be making over 100K, well, you're gonna be dealing with a 100K lifestyle. So that means working maybe 60, 70 hours a week. You're gonna be doing all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can afford to be able to do things, but I guess question becomes like how much of that time do you actually get? And STEM has always been a really good way to get in there. If you're looking into getting in a 100K, science, technology, engineering, and math. We're talking about computers. We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about technology in general. You know what I'm saying? But most people won't be able to make that type of money because they want to have a family or they want to have other things besides just work. And that's cool.
Self-awareness for sure.
Definitely cool. Self-awareness. And for me, that's my thing. Like, I want to make cool money, like probably between, if I had to like do a range, like over 50,000.
Oh yeah,
a little over 50,000.
That's cool.
But not 100,000.
Yeah,
between 50 and 100, I think would be my range. It's a big range, right? And I do that on purpose because if I wanted to, work more or scale back a little bit or whatever, to have a little bit of wiggle room. Because if I just say I just want one number, then I become very just one mind track. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I give myself like a buffer room. And the Bay Area is not like you can make more money in the Bay Area, but you still can be poor and making a lot of money.
Damn.
You can be making $100,000 and be poor. If that makes sense. Like you can be making over 100K and not even have your own house, right? Because the housing right now is like crazy. And I just wanted to go ahead and talk. I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are. I'm gonna pull something up here.
I mean, I know it's not right or wrong. I think that in order to live in the California, in order to live in the Bay comfortably, I want to say you have to be at least making, and this is if you want to live in your own, like on your own, in like a studio apartment, stuff like that. Because you can be making like 30K and living with your parents, and you can be totally fine. But I feel like on your own, like as an individual, I would say you need at least 40, at least starting at 40 in the Bay Area, and that's not even that's not even the city or Oakland. I'm talking about in the East Bay, or I'm talking about in the suburbs. Like it's it's least expensive, and you can like live off of that. But then again, how much are you gonna work for that? Like to make 40,000. I mean, I guess depending on the job, 'cause some jobs can lowball you, but I guess basically, because I don't want to go so deep into that area, but it's just basically that you need at least 40K if you want to enjoy yourself out here. So that's a number that you want to look at here. But 40K in like Nebraska is probably like you're probably balling. Like it's a really good, decent living, and with 40K out here, it's not even enough to feel comfortable. It's just enough to at least feel safe.
Yeah, I would even say 40K barely covers like your like essentials, and that's like housing, food, and transportation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're not even talking about like other stuff like car insurance and all the other
or
stuff.
Entertainment if you want to go out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just talking about the basics.
Yeah. 40K is no bueno.
Yeah. And so we're talking about this, and I thought it was interesting because I feel like sometimes you think it's like you kind of take it personal, like, damn, is it just me, or like, why can't I like progress? Like, why is it so difficult for me to progress and stuff like that? But now I found this article from The Hill, published on October 13th of this year. The author is Jordan Williams, and he kind of breaks down. There was a poll about over 1,600 people from all parts of the Bay. We're talking about, North Bay, South Bay, East Bay, Peninsula, the city, and kind of like the Deep East, which is like Contra Costa.
The Deep East, nice.
The Deep East.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. It's nice.
And so they kind of got a poll of just all these people from all over the Bay, and 56% of the respondents said that they were likely to leave the region within the next few years. 44% said they were likely to leave, with 14% of these people saying they want to move but couldn't, right? And of course, the biggest reason is 84% cited the cost of living as a major reason. 77% cited high housing costs, and 62% cited the quality of life, right?
Oh, wow.
So, so you got to think about that, right? Housing, right? That's the biggest issue with us. Housing, like, where the fuck can we build more houses, or when are we gonna build more houses? They've been talking about building more houses in that airport, that Concrete Airport, for who knows how long, or the military base rather. That military base.
Oh yeah,
military base.
the
They've been
naval
saying
weapon
that for
system.
years, since I was a kid, bro. Like,
Yeah.
since I was a young kid, and they haven't even done like the proper works to clear everything out. Still, they're still like debating with these projectors and the contractors and this and that.
Yeah, it's like a bickering between both.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like things haven't really moved because of that. But besides all that, 71% said the Bay Area is a good place to pursue a career.
Yeah.
56% said the region is excellent to grow up, and 46% said it was good or excellent place to raise a family. The poll was conducted by Embold Research and surveyed 1,610 registered voters in Santa Clara, San Mateo, Alameda, San Francisco, and Contra Costa from September 21 to 26. And there's a margin of error of 2.8%. So just to kind of bring it back, like I said, most people say the Bay Area is a great place to live. It's a great place to get a career, but you have to kind of weigh that out with like, yeah, you get, you're a crazy diversity group of people, people that want to work together and do kind of, work in all kinds of career. You can work in hospitality, you can work in hospitals.
You get paid. I mean, you get paid cool.
Yeah, you can get paid cool, but is it enough to, to outweigh the cost of paying for a $600,000 house, or paying almost $5 a gallon for gas, or expenses of cost of living? This includes food, everything else, right? Food going up every year, like taxes, like we pay a bunch on taxes and we still have all this homeless. Is like, what the hell, like? And so you start to think like, maybe let me, it's called the United States of America, not California of America. You know what I'm saying? So, the America the beautiful, not the coast of the beautiful, right? So I'm looking at, I'm like, for my future, I'm already starting to look at other states, because just because I want to have probably, maybe a family, but definitely married, maybe a family, maybe depending, but in order for me to do all that, that means I'd have to leave the state of California comfortably. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to live comfortably, not like working 2-3 jobs and then be exhausted and then do that rat race all over again. You know what I'm saying? Not even have a life to go out and get a beer, or worried about if I get a beer am I not gonna have enough money to pay for PG&E, because that thing goes up every year too. So I don't know. I'm just considering all my options.
Damn, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
What are your thoughts? I mean, you kind of said a little bit about housing, but what else? Like, what do you think about?
For me, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know. Like, why was I saying I don't know? The way I think about it is, I had the idea, it just left my mind. But basically, I guess it's to each their own. It goes to like what you want and how you want to live your life, and even self-awareness. And the thing too is like, if that's not like how you want to see your life, because burnout is also a thing. It's real. Like, yeah, it's real. Like, we all work our asses off. Like, I can only speak about the Bay. I'm pretty sure everybody else is, because I mean, there's millionaires who live in different states, so I know they work 20 times more than I do. However, like, for the average Joe out here, like, we still have to work a lot and deal with a lot at our jobs, and sometimes we get overworked, or I lost the word. The word before I used overworked. Burned out. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we get burned out, and then it's like, on top of the burnout, then we still got to deal with whatever we have to deal with, if it is like we have bills that we have to pay, if it's our car breaking down, if it's family that's, you know, asking us for certain things. Like, it's a lot that's put on our plate, and the first thing that we're trying to figure out is to survive. Then after that, like, there's just more stuff that comes with it. So I guess that's a challenge about living out here, is that you are going to feel a lot of burnout. You are going to feel days where you're just like over it. You're really tired. There's days where you have to push yourself to get to the next level if that's how you want to be. But yeah, I guess it's just more self-awareness. Like, for myself, I had that idea, like, also, I thought the idea of leaving. Like, I was like, man, you know what? It is too expensive. It is a lot of work. Like, I need to work this many hours, so I need to do all this extra work. Like, man, I'm trying to chill. Like, I'm trying to have my day off. Like, I'm not trying to work on my day off. And it just, but from, you know, and I was like, I can just move to another state. I can pay less taxes. I can make more money. Or, you know, or I can go live, like, close to my daughter. Like, I can just move, like, and just start a whole new life. Like, I don't have to deal with none of, like, what California has to, like.
Yeah.
I don't have to put up with California. Like, why am I putting up with California when they don't put up with me? If anything, they're making me worse. Like, like, it doesn't make any sense. So I had got to that point where I was over it. But I guess it's like two things. For me, it was more like fear in a sense, because I don't know what the other side is. I go take that chance, like, I don't know, right? You get scared, like, you're like, damn, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? But I don't want to go that route. I'm just saying that was like one motivation.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I couldn't, and then the second one was more of the, like, I don't know, I'm just like a homebody. I really like being here. It's subject to change, but I do kind of like that idea that, like, I have to work harder in order to get what I want. Even though sometimes it's kind of annoying, but I guess it's like the fruit of it. Like, for example, if this podcast launches, you know, when it really gets going, like, my living is gonna be way better. Where I'm gonna be like, man, cool, good thing I stayed. You know, like, it was worth that struggle, because it made me push harder for this time. It made me push harder for this work. It made me put a lot of my time for it. So I feel like, but I mean, that could be done anywhere else. I just feel like, I guess it gives me that extra motivation here, knowing that, like, the odds are against me, and if I can make it here, then I can make it anywhere. But that's just my point of view. I don't think everybody should do that way. I think you should really take account burning out, because I have burned out, and I have tried my best to work through it. And every time I did, I always made mistakes, because instead of taking care of, like, my energy and my mental health, I was self-sabotaging, because then, you know, you randomly call in sick at work, or you just start making excuses not to work, or you don't have any, like, you just don't want to work in general. And yeah, so I would say it's a challenge out here for sure.
I think you make a really good point that, you know, steel iron steel, or what, steel sharpens steel. How's this thing?
Yeah, steel sharpens steel.
Yeah. Iron sharp.
I think it's iron. Yeah,
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I want to say iron. Yeah,
that sounds better.
Yeah. Iron.
No, but yeah, I mean, being able to go through a struggle, but I would say you can take that, and those skills that you have, you know, going through some certain type of struggle.
Yeah.
You can take that skill and take it anywhere if you really wanted to. That self-discipline, that you know, waking up early and getting to work and hitting the gym and doing all that shit. You can still take those. I would say that's a skill set. You know what I'm saying? You can learn that, and then take it to wherever you want, as long as you continue to work on that skill set. And you know, there's gonna be times where you're gonna fall over and you're gonna, you know, eat cake or whatever. But as long as you allow yourself to take a second to forgive a little bit of yourself, and then get back on it real quick. Not just like forgive and they're like, yeah, okay, woe was me, and then, you know what I'm saying? Be a martyr.
Yeah, the system, it failed me.
The system, yeah. But just to kind of give you guys how much it takes to live in the Bay Area, I have another here. It's from the Insider. It's called, the name of the article is called "The Bay Area Renters Have to Make Between $31 an Hour and $68 an Hour in Order to Afford an Apartment." And of course, San Francisco is the worst, because it's almost all the houses there are like all the houses are there like $1 million, and then like the apartments are like super expensive too.
Wait, that's how much they cost to rent in San Francisco?
It just says here Bay Area renters have to make, just Bay Area, between $31 an hour and $68 an hour in order to afford an apartment. the probably 68 plus is going to be in San Francisco. Yeah. And this is based off the National Low Income Housing Coalition, but it's a national coalition, right? San Francisco is the it says the high cost of living in San Francisco and surrounding county is nothing new, and is due to its booming tech industry, proximity to Silicon Valley. It says that means minimum wage workers have to work 2.8 full-time jobs or 112 hours per week to pay for rent and still have enough left over for living expenses. The minimum wage in California is $14 an hour, and the average renter's hourly wage is about $24 an hour. So, I mean, there's another example, right? Like, even you would have to work almost 3 full-time jobs or 112 hours per week. Like, just think about that. If you work 3, you don't even have time to sleep. If you work 3 full-time jobs, like, you're literally working 24 hours. Damn near. Bro, you're doing 2.8 full-time jobs. That's 8, 16. Yeah, it's 24. Except for, like, the fucking half-hour breaks and the 10-minute breaks. That's all you get. That's where you sleep.
Yeah, those are your sleeping times.
You know what I'm saying? You're not even going to be able to afford to, like... You're not even able to afford to, like, do anything. But so that's, like, another example, right? Like, we've gotten so far. Like, the Bay Area was never like this. Like, I remember when I was growing up, you could still be able to afford stuff. But there's no, like... There's no give and take. It needs to be a give and take, right? Everything needs to be a give and take. But it seems like there's more take than there is give. Like, where's the housing for everybody? You know what I'm saying? That's... And I talk about housing because I think it's one of the most important things. Like, if you can't get your hierarchy of needs met, you can't really move up to continue to work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're always concerned about where's your next meal? Are you gonna, how are you gonna live? Are you gonna be able to pay for the electricity? You get stuck in that cycle of just constant anxiety. Like, it's hard to just chill out. Because you're constantly worried about, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it?
Yeah. That's a great perspective. God. Because I can only speak about my perspective, but taking other individuals' perspectives. Some like that. Some people were really grateful for like I think everybody was. But a lot of people were really grateful for like the stimulus checks. Like, it really helped them out. Like, it was like, it was either my lights are off or my kids aren't going to eat type scenario. And that's crazy. That's crazy to imagine. So, yeah, huge.
Yeah, I mean, those stimulus checks were good. And I know a lot of people talk about UBI, and I mean, that could be, there's some problems I see with it, but it could be, we could try it out and see what happens, and, do a little science experiment and say, hey, everybody gets $1,000 extra bucks. Let's see what happens.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. What about inflation?
Inflation always rises, bro.
That's what I know, but I feel like that's why it's really bad right now. Because that was the only bad thing about the stimulus checks.
So, yes and no. Some of the thing is, it's because of the ships getting stuck over there in the port of LA. Mm-hmm. That's part of the problem. But the other part of the problem is when businesses tend to rise prices, they don't tend to come down. So when they like, let's say they raise the price of eggs, right? That price, even if there's more supply than demand, it's gonna stay up. They're not gonna. You kidding me? You think they're gonna go down? You think they're gonna lose that extra whatever that money they were making? Hell no. They're gonna want to make that extra money. Mm-hmm. Prices hardly ever go down. Once they go up, it's hard to come down. When it comes to like groceries, gas is kind of like up and down. Housing is up and down, but groceries, sometimes electricity tends to go mostly up.
Yeah, everything goes
PG&E,
up.
everything
goes up.
And it's you have to kind of understand what's going on, like, not just locally but globally a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like this whole thing with Saudi Arabia and this and that. I'm not even gonna go into it, but pretty much, that's kind of what.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a deeper discussion we'd have to go into.
That's
a whole another.
That's a whole another episode for you guys.
That's a whole another episode.
Stay tuned.
Wait, what do you think about these workers going on strike?
Like the great what's it called?
John Deere? They're
John
going
Deere?
on strike. Yeah.
No, but what's it called? The great resignation. Are you talking about that? Like everybody like quitting?
Oh yeah. We can talk about that too.
Or what did you mean with the one?
I meant like the union workers. Like there's people like John Deere going on strike. Kaiser workers are going on strike.
Oh.
A bunch of workers are going on strike because it's now, there's two types of economy. There is the people that there is. How would you? There's certain words. I'm trying to figure. Go ahead. You can talk. I'm trying to figure out certain words.
Yeah, I would say like the one example I looked at, like I feel like everybody's always going on strike, to be honest, and for good reasons, because they're underpaid. They're right, especially right now. They're in like the whole COVID crisis. Like we're in a pandemic. Like these like people in healthcare, they're like front workers, and they're not even being compensated right. Like what the heck? Like they're the ones in the battle, while everybody else is just collecting checks. But yeah, so they have every single right to strike. I feel like that's cool. Like the only like case I really watched was I forget the gentleman's name, but he used to work at Frito-Lay, and basically they didn't want to pay him. He got hurt and they didn't want to pay him, and there was tons of other workers who also dealt with the same thing. So they went and fought against Frito-Lay, and Frito-Lay was like trying everything they could to like mess him up, blackball him, send him threats.
Oh yeah,
all
I heard
this
about
stuff.
that. Yeah.
So it's like, damn, it's like, but when you have a whole group of people striking, so there's a good chance some change will happen.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
I think it's called the workers economy. So it's like when the employee has power to actually choose the job. That's there's the employer economy, right? When they have the power, when there's less jobs than there is applications, right? That's their they got all the power. And then there's the where it's like there's all these openings, but nobody wants them, is because, well, we've been kind of treated like shit for like a long time. Like when it comes to like working class people, they, every year it seems like they try to take benefits away, or they try to, and these companies, they make good money. We're not talking about, millions of dollars. We're talking about billions of dollars. When Amazon, they made, during the pandemic, they were like making like over a few billions of dollars. And they still treat their workers like shit.
And they didn't. Oh, here's $1 raise, like for all your hard work. Like,
oh, you still gotta pee in the bottle though. You know what I'm saying? you can't.
Yeah, hell no.
You gotta pee in the bottle because if you go out there and they track everything with the phone. There's apps that you have to keep on, and if you're not at a certain rate, and if you're like an Amazon driver, and if you don't deliver packages at a certain time and a certain rate, then you get kicked out. But the thing is ridiculous. It's like almost nobody can achieve it, and so what they'll do is they'll keep workers for like a small period of time, and then they don't want to give them raises or whatever, so they'll fire them and then hire a new batch of workers, and then because they always know that somebody needs a job, that's how they'll do it.
Damn. What an abundance! What a bad way to use abundance.
yeah, exactly. There's ways. I mean, most of the workers, I would say, are pretty reasonable. They're working families. They just want to be able to afford and have a house and stuff like that. Be able to take care of their kids and not worry about like being homeless and that. Because once you're homeless, it's hard to come back from that shit. Because then like, if you can't really get a job because you need an address, that kind of just that right there is going to prevent you. And then how you present yourself is going to be difficult, like smell, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, I'm kind of glad these people are going on strike because I'm looking at the demands. It's like the Kaiser workers only want like a 4% raise, bro. Like they're not asking much.
4%, bro. We're in inflation, bro. We're at 5%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not even asking. They're not even asking for much. They're asking for like 4%. But the company that made over $4 billion, they're like, nah, I don't know about that.
We're for profits, sir.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
Yeah, see, there's a difference between being like overly ambitious and making like $150,000 a year, and then there's a difference between just being fucking greedy.
Yeah.
And there's a difference, there's a difference. And you can tell when a company has like when they treat their employees. There's actually have been some studies to show when the company gives back to some employees, the employees tend to do better and work longer hours, and give more, and the company in general tends to do better.
Yeah.
than if you kind of constantly, treat your employees bad, because they'll take longer lunch breaks and they'll try to find other ways to kind of game the system just because they're just like, fuck this job.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah,
like I love this. I'm glad I work, but fuck.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
For real. Fuck that.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta go out there and support your workers.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. I just feel like it's a double thing. Like, I mean, I guess like, as a CEO, like, you are the one you are the face of the company. And you have to like work your like. Basically, you're doing a lot more work than people. Even though I know everybody else does a lot of work, they just do more of like the grind stuff compared to you doing like the broader stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, still, it's like.
But the thing is, it's hard for me to fathom. They can't just be like, hey, let's have a meeting. Hey, why don't we just give everybody a 5% raise?
Yeah, no, that's
what I'm saying.
That's
like,
it's like whoever's like the. Well, I guess with my point. Good thing you mentioned that because I lost my thought.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, basically, like that's the cool thing. Like, if you're the face, you're the CEO. Like, you're the one who sets the stage for everything. So hopefully, you're like a cool one. Because I don't know, I've had cool managers and I have cool managers who make me enjoy working.
Yes.
So if I had a CEO who was that, man, I probably would never leave that.
Yeah, there's two types of leaders, I would say. There's a leader that wants to rule with an iron fist. I mean, we all know who those are. It's like they kind of micromanage. They are on your ass all the time. They're more of like a tyrant. They're like, if you don't do this, and they're always trying to find an excuse to discipline you. There's those type of leaders, and everybody hates, like, everybody behind their back secretly hates that type of manager, right? They're never gonna tell the manager in their face because they don't want to get reprimanded, but everybody secretly hates that manager. And then there's the other type of leader, which is like the one that like motivates you and listens to you and actually is just, is somebody who understands that they were in your position and is empathetic. That there's those type of leaders.
Yeah.
And those types of leaders, the team will actually go fight for that manager. They'll go out there and do all kinds of stuff. They'll go above and beyond. They'll go do all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I can speak from my experience. I've had managers from both sides, and I can tell you, the ones that are more understanding and empathetic, but still know how to like do the carrots and sticks thing, and still balance that. Meaning they're not afraid to get rid of somebody if they're not, performing, but they can do it in a way that's not like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna go out there and tell everybody's dirty laundry,
Yeah, no,
that kind of shit.
That's personal, man.
Yeah. There's a ways to do stuff. They know how to manage. That's
that's the word. Yeah,
that's the word, right?
You know how to manage what the hell's going on.
So a good leader can inspire a team to do better. A bad leader, nobody wants to work with a bad leader.
Yeah, no,
nobody. I mean, I'm thinking about the experiences I've had, man.
Yeah, so everybody that's on strike right now, man, more power to you, man. You deserve every reason to go on strike. Like, if you want a better, like, higher pay, good benefits, and you're not getting that, I would say you're entitled to it. You're doing damn near all the work for the company. So, yeah, I think people who strike for work, like benefits, they deserve it 100%. And like you said, support them for sure. Support anyway.
Yeah.
So that's sick.
Do you have any other?
Yeah, I guess we'll go, since we're on there, we'll just go with the Great Resignation. What do you think about it? What do you think about people? We don't have to get so deep into it, but
yeah, I think.
Like, what do you think about it?
It's about time. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well said.
People are fed up with the bullshit. I don't know if you saw that TikTok where that lady was like on the microphone, when she's like, "So to all the managers, yeah, you need to stop doing this, and that." And yeah, because Walmart. I mean, we talk about a company that takes advantage of their employees. Walmart has numerous like allegations of like taking advantage of their employees, not really wanting to hire more people, hiring the minimal of staff, just that kind of stuff. I mean, you gotta like, it needs to be a give and take between employees and employers, right? There needs to be, if you want people to be happy, I guess Walmart doesn't care about that. They just care about money. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happens when you just care about only money. that's kind of
that's
the consequence of it.
That's like what you take.
Yeah, I mean, there was these employees that were forgot which they were working in a McDonald's franchise where this guy had all these McDonald's, and they were asking for they were making like $9 an hour or something like that.
Oh damn!
And they wanted a $2 raise, and they were all working pretty good. And eventually, that manager of that company was fighting for their employees. They're like, "Hey, like these guys are really good. Like if you don't take care of these employees, you're gonna have a situation at your hand." You're trying to tell the franchise owner, and the franchise he didn't give a shit. So all the employees and the manager went on strike, and that McDonald's shut down. And the funny thing is, the franchise owner ended up finding other employees, but they weren't that great. Mm-hmm. So that McDonald's kind of end up going bad.
Oh wow!
And all these other employees that end up leaving that McDonald's, they end up getting better jobs and getting $15 an hour, working at least $15 an hour.
Damn, though.
So I mean, it's right now it's the employees that have the power, and the employers need to listen. And when your employees need, because this isn't the first year that's happened. You know what I'm saying? Employees always felt like they were getting taken advantage of, because clearly they were not benefits, not giving them hours, shit like that, giving them the worst shifts. If you speak up, that kind of shit, I don't know. It's about time. It's about time the employees go out there and take power into their hands. This is a good time to do that.
Yeah. This
is a good time to actually ask for what you want. Ask for raises. Ask for, if you want benefits, that kind of shit. Don't demand, obviously, but if you're asking, a lot of the times the employees are asking something very reasonable. Now, those employees did not ask to get paid $20, $30 an hour. No, they're asking to get paid a little more. And because of simple greed, they don't want to do it. The owners, and guess what? You end up losing. You end up losing more money, because you end up the front line workers, the people in the very front, taking the customer's order, making the burgers, doing all that kind of shit. They're like, fuck all this, I'm gonna go get a better job.
Oh yeah, I mean, they like exactly what you said. They're in the front lines. They're dealing with all the crap, all the mean customers, the rude customers, even the cool ones. Like, they're dealing with all of it while the manager's in the back, or even the owner is sitting in the back just collecting the money. Like, yeah, man. So they got every right, man. They're in the field. Like, screw that.
I mean, talk about owners. They make a crap ton of money, and then they have. Mm-hmm. They can all write it off on their income tax and stuff like that, and then they just take more of the money, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna cut these benefits and these benefits." But it was like, wait, what? You guys just made record profits, and you're cutting benefits? Are you cutting workers? What in the hell is going on? That's what happens, they just want more. They want more. Greed is, insatiable appetite.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that employees are going out there and just be like, you know what, F you, I'm gonna go out there and get a better job.
Hell yeah.
Because they've been asking for reasonable things for quite some time, and the employees aren't delivering. What's like Starbucks too? They've been doing some crazy shit too. I don't know, but
I haven't heard it.
There's this one Starbucks in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, snap.
They're trying to unionize, but Starbucks does all these anti-union things, anti-busting union things. They'll put it's legal for them to put all this propaganda, anti-union shit. It's legal for them to go out there and have these union meetings, but they're really anti-union meetings for the managers. It's all this shit is legal, and then they can make employees turn on each other. They'll give them worse hours, or they'll do little things like that, and eventually that's what happens. The union ends up trying to get a union. A lot of the time ends up falling apart because the company tries to do all these little tactics, videos and this and that, little propaganda here and there, remind you, maybe reprimand you, give you some tickets, or maybe lose your job, or that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's legal. It's completely legal to do all that kind of shit.
Oh shit!
Imagine it but you know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that shit. Just let people fucking. The whole thing of a union is to go out there and have a voice. It's not even about taking over or anything like that. Or I don't know what the employers think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to lose their power. They feel like
That's what it is.
If they give them a little bit, then they're gonna take a lot. But no, I mean, I think the employees know, like, well, not all of them. There might be some who want to cross the line, right? But for the most part, everybody has a good sense. They know where they're at. They know they're like, I'm gonna say just employees. Like they're just starting. They're just barely getting the foot in the in the business. And if you want to raise up or like move up the ladder, you're gonna have to like work harder and whatever their criteria is. But regardless, like they know their spot. They just like, hey, can I get like at least something? Like I feel like you're just taking everything from me and I'm not getting anything. So
or not even things are not changing. Like I'm stuck in this position for like 10 years and I'm not even asking for like, I'm not asking for a ridiculous amount. I'm just trying to be reasonable with you.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for like $500,000 raise or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just asking for like a few more dollars extra so I can be able to afford and keep up with inflation because this is crazy. You know?
Yeah. Your dollar today is like 25 cents next year. Like,
yeah,
exactly. You need to keep up with how inflation is going. So yeah, screw that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you too. Yeah, the Great Resignation, I'm all for it. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like go get your money, guys. Go get it.
Yeah, I mean,
well deserved.
You're the only one who's going to be able to fight for it. So like, you got to go out there and if you notice, you like I think it's UPS. Mm-hmm. UPS is union and FedEx is non-union, but UPS still has better rates and prices than FedEx.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with FedEx, but I'm just saying like if you had to choose to work between UPS and FedEx, I would argue that UPS might be better for you because you will have a seat at the table and you'll have some bargaining power.
Yeah, you actually have a representative for you. And like if you're not like the union leader, because then there's like a lead for the union workers or the employees. I mean, there's like a lead, so it's nice to have that. So you
just have that seat at the table, and a lot of these companies are like, "Oh hell no, we don't want you even fucking looking at our table and get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Once you get there, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just having a voice and people like, hey, there's all these problems. We need new equipment. We need this. We need that. This is not working. This is that. That's not working. We're trying to improve. You guys want to make more money? We're trying to give you guys, information so you guys can think about how to make more money, but also help us out too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But man.
Yeah, like the whole John Deere strike. That's pretty crazy. I don't know if you know the.
I don't know the details. I don't.
So, what they were trying to do, they were trying to hire these new employees. They're trying to create a 2-tier system, right?
Okay.
What it means that is, all the older the people that have been working for John Deere for a long time, they'll be able to keep their pension. They'll be able to keep their benefits. They'll be able to keep how much they pay, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're going to have a second tier, what they call a tier, and they're going to hire new employees, but they're not going to give them a pension. They're not going to give them all this benefits. They're going to give them like less medical, less dental, less pay, and so.
What the hell?
And so yeah, if you're at the old tier, if you're at the top, you could just be like, yeah, I'm cool. But nah, man, they're like, the cool thing about this is the people that are like in the old tier, the top tier 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, hell no, guys, you guys gotta like give the same benefits to the new employees and to us. And so the older employees are fighting for the new employees. Because they know that it's unjust, they know it's unfair, they notice that that kind of shit. Like,
that's cool. That's really cool of them.
And they call them their brothers and sisters. Like, hey, we're fighting for our brothers and sisters, the new ones that are coming in, because we want to make sure they don't get screwed over. Because we've been screwed over before. We don't want you guys to get screwed over. And so they're going on strike and they're trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, I mean you gotta. The whole reason why they would create the second tier is to create division within the workplace. You know what I'm saying? You create a 2-class system. Well, guess what? They're going to be fighting against each other and all this stuff, and they're not going to. That was the whole point of it, creating a 2-tier system.
Oh wow!
To get
what are they, politicians?
Yeah, it is a politician move, bro. It's a manipulation move, bro.
Straight up. What the hell?
But it backfired on them.
Cool, no good.
It backfired on them because if they would have just hired the new employees just like the old employees, everything would have been suave,
Cool, no good. Those people are freaking cool for sure.
So that's how you gotta And it doesn't matter if they're a Democrat, it doesn't matter if they're Republican.
Yeah.
They all kind of came together and just say, hey, we're gonna fight for these new guys, and we're gonna make sure that they go out there and get a good piece of the bread too, because shit ain't cheap, and we've been screwed before, and we ain't gonna allow that shit to happen again.
Yeah, hell no. That'd be my day, man. That's really cool. Yeah, hell yeah. Just to stand up and be like, hey, like, that's really, like you said, unjust. Like, it's not fair at all. Like,
Yeah.
nah, like, you're not gonna do that to them when you already screwed us over.
Yeah, it's just a way for them to cut corners, manipulate, the working class in the sense of like create a division, create a higher income, lower income, and make people jealous and all that kind of shit. But
yeah, when everybody's getting paid, I mean, when the higher ups are getting paid, like they're just sitting back, like, you guys go ahead. We're the ones getting paid.
Yeah,
they're not
exactly.
paying for the pensions or nothing.
And John Deere, I think, made record profits during the pandemic too. And they wanted to still do that system.
Oh shit. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm not, I have nothing against like if you're a small business and it's different. If you're a small business, it's different when you have like 5 employees and there's 2 owners or whatever, and you're trying to make it work. It's different than if you're a multi-billion-dollar company that makes billions of dollars and your CEOs get or the top management positions get like Christmas bonuses and shit like that, where like the other people are like working 2 jobs and barely making ends meet.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
man.
Where'd you hear about the Great Resignation?
Just on the news. That's what everybody's like. Well, not everybody, but on news, on TikTok. I mean, you take everything with a grain of salt, but I mean, you see everybody quitting, and then there'll be like TikTokers like, oh, like they'll do like their little script. They'll be like, oh, but it's like the same person, right? Basically playing 2 roles, and they'll be like, always want to let you know that we're gonna give you, like, you're doing such a great job that we're gonna give you a 3% raise,
Mm-hmm.
and like, thanks for all the good work. And then that's like the manager, and then the employer goes like, I'm like, oh, well, due to inflation, which is 5%, I'm basically getting a pay cut. I'm like, but, and then so they go like, oh, like, but there's other jobs actually offer me like 25% more of what I'm already making. So they'll be like, are you gonna match that? Then because it's like,
that's funny.
It's
that's
like
cool.
funny, but it's like,
yeah.
And at the end it'll be like, oh, great, like, where did you get this from? And then, right? So
TikTok.
Yeah. So
that's
it's
hilarious.
like, so it's like stuff like that where like, yeah, it makes total sense, and it's true. I mean, it's true. Like, you could like I mean, I
think there was a study to it. I'll have to look it up, but there was a study to say that sometimes it's just better off just to instead of asking for a raise, and if they don't give it to you, just to go out and find their competitor and get a better deal that way.
Yeah.
Because I used to work in a company. I used to work for a startup, and they were cool. It was a cool little company, and it was a startup, so I wasn't expecting much. But this is at the time where I was thinking about having a life out there in South Bay when it was still kind of affordable,
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so they were paying me X amount, and then I spent a whole year with them, and they were going to give me a 10-cent raise per hour. I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
And so, 10 cents?
10 cent an hour extra.
Shit.
And I was like,
What
yeah, I'm out. And so I ended up finding another job, which gave me a $2 an hour raise with benefits and everything else. So, I mean, I was better off, and it was closer too.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, sometimes you got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Always keep your options open. If you're not happy, if you don't like where you're working, and this is because you're not burnt out. Like, if you're not burnt out and you're just tired of going to your job, you don't like it. Yeah. Start looking somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's okay. For anybody out there that thinks they're wrong or people are gonna judge you, it's okay. They're gonna do it if you stay or if you don't.
Exactly. It's gonna happen either way. You're right.
So just do it. Like, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. You're gonna get judged for whatever you do anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't, right?
Exactly.
No.
So damn, if you're gonna get 25 to like 30% raise of what you're already making, and it's more like closer to you, and you can have more time for your family or even for yourself or any creative projects. Do it, man. Fuck that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was.
That.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend it to anybody if you can. I mean, I know there's sometimes you can. You got to look at maybe even if that's your situation, you have to consider going back to school and getting a better, getting an education or something like that, so you can move up you know, if you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, you know, if you, at the end of the day, you gotta look out for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, that you can't rely on the government. You can't rely on big business. You know, you gotta rely on you, and you gotta just make the best out of the situation. You know, you're gonna spend a third of your life working, so might as well, you know, make that count.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Try to get a cool job, and you know, if you gotta start, if you're a teenager listening to this, or you know, you gotta start somewhere. You know, start at the bottom and then try to see if you can work your way up to the top. And if you feel like you don't like it, then you know, you take that with you, take those experiences and lessons that you learn, and move on to the next job and see what happens.
And also too, like, I just want to point out if anybody says like, oh, like, well, maybe you should have gone to school, whatever, right? Like, even though like college graduates and people who have their masters or their PhDs, you know, they tend to move jobs too. So
Yeah.
like everybody does.
Good point.
Everybody does it, so it doesn't matter if yeah or no. I mean, I would say yeah if you're gonna go to school, or like I would say trade school, but regardless, like if you're gonna go that route, yeah, but also know that you can still move jobs even if you have a career.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you went to school for like a career.
a good portion of my family, you know, they're in SoCal and they work in the port.
Oh, nice.
And they make bang, man. They make
Yeah.
cool money. They make.
Yeah,
You want to
sick.
talk about a good job and a very hard job to get into? It's just hard to get into because it's very competitive to get into. It's like you have to like do all kinds of tests and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
But they, you know, they found a way to get in, and you know what I'm saying, like. They're making cool money. They like what they do. You know, they enjoy it, and yeah, their work. You know, everything comes at a cost, right? The cost is they're working maybe 60, 70, 80 hours a week, but
Oh shit.
you know, everything comes at a cost. So
Yeah,
good, you
yeah.
want good pay. Hey, you know things. You know, especially things like ports and shit like that, where it's constant traffic. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's a good example. There's a good example of a cool job. You know, you can get in, you can start off somewhere, and you can work your way up. Same thing with we talked about this before, but
Mhm.
it's always good to bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, electricians. You know,
Mhm.
very good money. You want to talk about cool money? Yeah.
Yeah.
And union and everything. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to if you don't like PG&E, go to SoCal and work for Edison Electric. I think is what it's called.
Oh, snap.
Is the other electric company.
Mhm.
PG&E is like the main one on like most of the states in the West, but there's Edison Electric, and there's a few other small little ones.
That's dope. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, man.
Damn. Yeah, guys. So, power to the people. That's what we gotta say. Power to the people for sure. Yeah, 100%. Power to the people.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do what's best for you and your family.
Yeah.
And if you got loved ones, you got kids, you got to go out there and do it, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, man, we got the holiday season here. You know, it's gonna be good times. We got the shirts.
What are you looking forward to it? What are you looking forward to?
Me, probably just spend my time with my daughter for sure.
Mm.
That's what I'm really looking for. I'm not like the biggest Thanksgiving, even though, cause I don't know, I just have like a whole ton. I know it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's what everybody says, but I really have a whole lot to be grateful for. So like, that's why I don't really see Thanksgiving like a big thing. Like, oh, it's the one day where you gotta give thanks.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, it's like I do it every day. So
I see.
So yeah, that's why it's not like the biggest thing to me. But hey, you know, for other people, like it's like the one time where they see a relative they haven't seen all year.
Yeah.
There's everybody has their reasons why they like their holidays. So yeah, but yeah, for me it's like it's not really a big one. And Christmas is more for her, more for like
Your
my
daughter.
nephews and nieces too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. that's-
Yeah, like my daughter, like them, because it's like their kids, so it's their time. Like when I was a kid, I loved Christmas. Like I loved Christmas. It was like the greatest time ever.
What was your favorite part of it? Gifts.
Yeah, I think for me it was just more the spirit, just because
Oh.
everybody was just so happy, you know. Like
Mm.
even though we're hella cold, we're all happy. So that was my thing. That's what gave me the Christmas spirit. Like I really feel the spirit when they say the Christmas spirit, because everybody's like really happy. So to me, it's like it's cool. And New Year's too, I guess, because it's nice to be like, all right, New Year. Oh, you know, New Year, new me, who this? New phone, who this? But like,
New female, who did? I
mean, if it happens. Oh man.
Oh man.
You know, so I'll see y'all next year.
Yeah,
But,
that's what they call it, cuffing season, right?
Hell yeah, that was sick. So yeah, that's my thing. It's just more to give back to the kids. Like I already lived my Christmas, I already did my thing. I mean, I guess that could be a Christmas gift. But yeah, I guess that's mine. What about you? What are you looking forward to?
Oh man, I love the holidays.
Sick.
The holidays, for example, like my brother comes over. It's just me, my mom, my brother, my mom's boyfriend. It's just a cool little gathering. We get honey baked ham over here. There's a honey baked ham over here in Concord.
The one by Walgreens?
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't know if you know this, but there's not so many of them in the Bay Area. There's like a few of them, like out of the entire Bay Area.
Oh hell yeah!
So the ham over there is always good, and then my mom makes her delicious food. Everybody's just in a good mood, and then we say our thanks. We're always thankful, but it's just a special. It's just different. It's just a different type of thanks. It's my mom. She does all this like decoration, and she'll decorate the house, and she's very detail oriented, and so it just becomes like the whole house just transforms to this Thanksgiving spirit, and so you'll have like all these things going on, and then towards the end, once we finish our food, we help me and my brother help out and just help out with the go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We help out with the dishes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And just to help her out because she has arthritis and stuff. So
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, so it's a good way for us to bond over food and over chores. I know it doesn't sound like, oh my god, amazing. But
it's a team effort. It's a team effort. Yeah.
Everybody has their own. Everybody has their own thing, and just being able to be there and witness all that, and then at the end of the day, just watch a movie or something, and just kind of end on a cool note. And I think also usually it's around. If you guys have Xfinity, I think there's also going to be a whole week of like free HBO Max, free Stars. They usually do that every year around Thanksgiving time. They'll give you like a free week to just try everything out. And so if you want to catch up on movies or whatever, you just gotta go ahead.
Just binge
it. Watch, like lose sleep and shit. Start binging watch all the movies that are HBO and Stars you can't get on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? And so it's cool. So we do that, and like I said, my brother, he has a little cat and brings it over, and
that's cool.
We start playing with him, and yeah, it's a cool little spirit. And then Christmas. So it's gonna be a little bit harder for me this year because I used to spend Christmas Eve on my mom's side and then Christmas Day on my dad's side. So if you guys don't know, parents are divorced. They have their own properties or whatever. But yeah, I used to Christmas Eve is gonna be the same. We're gonna have a cool little we have our cool traditions, and I try to when I give gifts, I try to give like interesting, unique gifts to like. Try to change it up a little bit every year and try to match it to the personality. And I don't go balling. I don't go spend like $2,000 or whatever on gifts. But if you spend like there's certain things you can spend like under $50. You can still, if you're very creative too. That's another thing. If you're creative, you can find ways to make things work. You can buy like multiple small little gifts and make it like a little package deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it works. So that's. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a little bit harder because my father passed away earlier this year. So it's going to be just a different vibe, I still think about it right now. Like as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, that's going to be hard, especially for my sisters, because they all live with him. But yeah, so it's that's going to be difficult. New Year's is going to be difficult too because I would always spend it with my father. That was the last time I saw him, and gave him a hug and stuff like that, tell him I loved him, and then that's kind of the memory I have of my father. So it was a cool way to I guess close that chapter. with him, and I know my dad's wife, she wants to do something, like she wants to go out of state, either Reno or something like that. But damn jury duty, I don't know. That got me on my toes. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta depend.
Yeah, no,
but yeah, it's cool. Christmas, always a good time. Similar to Thanksgiving on my mom's side. On my dad's side, it's cool because I get to see my sisters. They all dress up in their Christmas clothes, and we usually have a tree and stuff like that. But it's gonna be a little bit different because of the situation, I think. It just changes it's just hard for everybody to like process. You're just so used to having somebody around, and when they're gone, there's this missing energy. I don't know how to describe it. My dad was a very quiet person, but he was very observant, and he was just happy to see us happy, and he would throw his little chistes here and there, and you know what I'm saying. He was very observant. I don't know if you know that type of people, but they're very observant, very quiet. He just likes to see other people happy, especially his family, because that's what he sacrificed his whole life for. So in terms of like working his ass off, working 60 hours a week or whatever, or 80 hours a week, sometimes he'll work 12-hour shifts, or so just being able to witness his family and get into the spirit, that was enough joy for him. So even though he's no longer with us, he's always in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna figure out a way to just kind of come together and make best with what we got. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. I wish you the best, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not easy. If anybody has lost a loved one, you can go ahead and give your experience, on the comments below, or go ahead and tell us your story. This holiday season or past holiday seasons. Tell us your story. Tell us how did you go through it? What did you do? Because we're very, we want to hear from you too.
Yeah, we're very open. We're not one to judge. If you're vulnerable, we'll be just as vulnerable.
Yeah,
we got you guys.
We're like a mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we totally appreciate that for sure. That'd be really nice, honestly. It'd be nice to hear some stories for the holiday season. Yeah, or even if you have good good stories as well.
Yeah,
we both makes you happy. Yeah, both. But either one is accepted. Man, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's already gonna be the end of the year.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
That's crazy.
I still can't believe it. I think every year I feel the same way. Because it seems like time has just gone hypersonic. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Just crazy.
And speaking on that, we didn't get to do like a celebration, but this is our second year of doing the podcast. So
that's right, man.
I want to give a congrats to my brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
it's been a lot of fun. I always enjoy it, and we have some more stuff coming up. We have some more guests planned.
Yeah, for sure.
More TikToks.
Yeah, more TikToks. We got the cool shirts, more different ideas with those. It's a whole lot that we're still working, and it's nice to see the development of our work.
And I think we also, before, I know we're getting close to the end of the show or whatever, but we want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you guys want to see more? Do you guys want to see more guests? Do you guys want to see more TikToks? Do you guys want to hear more about the Bay Area, more about what's going on? Because we're trying to give cool content. We're like, we're infotainment, but we have a balance. Trying to balance, cool information with cool entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah.
So we're trying to have a cool little balance, but we want to hear from you guys. Tell us what you want more from us. Tell us what things that we can improve on, or we'll take it. We'll take one step at a time, and we'll see what we can do so we can become better as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we want to help you guys out at the same time too. Have a good time with you guys. So for sure, any feedback you guys have, you guys want me, I don't know, do cartwheels or whatever. I don't know, right? It depends.
Or just learn more about, like, I don't know, housing, or you want different guests on rap. I don't know if you know any rappers, but we can figure something out.
Yeah,
artists.
We can get artists. To talk about.
Yeah,
their style. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
culture-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Or things about like dating. I mean, we can figure out ways we can talk about that. I'm no go schmo, but hey, we could talk about like really, deep topics, like philosophical topics.
Yeah, dating ones. Males who have certain ideas about dating, or ladies who have certain ideas about dating. That'd be a nice conversation to have. Just to get different perspectives for everyone. Since this podcast is for everyone, it's not just a specific group. We can all help each other out for sure. Plus, it'd be cool.
Huh?
I said it would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just to chop it up.
Get different perspectives too,
Mm-hmm.
Open up our minds too.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be dope. So yeah, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of changes coming to the podcast for sure. It's a lot of things that hopefully you guys enjoy as well. And
we appreciate your support too. For those of you who are supporters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to say, as we're getting close to Thanksgiving and stuff like that, but we always try to say like. We're always trying to find ways to give back or do things that, help our supporters, and we're just trying to. We're two guys. We're just trying to figure it out too. You know what I'm saying? And we want to figure out ways to help give back as well. And just say right now, what we can say is we can say thank you, and we just want to say we appreciate your support and thanks.
Yeah, and thank you to our guests that came on this year and years before. Like, you guys help us elevate to a new place every single time, whether it be ideas, whether it be conversations, whether it be just getting to know each other or catching up. We had a few friends come on since like high school, so it's been really nice to catch up and being able to learn from each other. So that's my thank you to our guests, to my hermano for sure. Thank you, man. So for sure, and everybody, like you said, everybody that's supporting us, that's been supporting us, thank you for real. Hell yeah.
I think we should leave it at like on a high note. What do you think?
Alright, I should do my high pitch singing right now. But hell yeah.
You got that Mariah Carey voice? Alright, let me hear it.
Oh, that.
Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad.
We getting mariachi over here. Alright, well, on that note then, guys, we want to say again thank you, happy holidays. If we see you guys before then, we'll see you guys before then. Other than that, take care. Your boy Fuego is out.
And this is your Señor Sonrisa. Que la vaya bien.